Elaine, how are you?
Good, Andrew. How are you today?
I'm all right. I'm much more alert than I was yesterday, which is good. Better sleep last night. Um, to be honest with you, it's very
Yeah.
wet though this morning. It's going to be a little bit like yesterday. We had a really nice start, and then it got really wet during the day, and it wasn't too bad yesterday evening. And it's kind of the same today. Really wet start, further heavy showers, but then by this evening, around maybe 6, 7 o'clock, it'll hopefully clear and it'll be nice and bright for the evening ahead. But yeah, wet for the day ahead. Temperatures about 12 or 13 degrees again.
You're good today. Training went okay last night?
Yeah, all good. Yeah. Still in one piece anyway. No
Right.
injuries just yet. Although I've had training now a couple of nights in a row, so I would imagine tomorrow morning is when it'll hit me. Do you know, like the day
Yeah,
after, I'll be very sore tomorrow. But good. Oh, great to be back.
that's good. That's good. Right. Big stories we're waking to this Wednesday morning. Let's kick off with the Irish Daily Mail today. End cruel maternity ward rules is the headline there. The Taoiseach now says there should be no restrictions in maternity hospitals that ban partners from attending scans and being present at births. Micheál Martin speaking in the Dáil yesterday says there's no need for these restrictions at all. And there were some protests held around the country yesterday as well. And people, not just women, men and women saying husbands, partners should be allowed to be present for all scans, not just for the very end part of labour. So that's the front page of the Irish Daily Mail today. Adele is pictured. Her dad, of course, we mentioned on the show yesterday, sadly passed away. I think he was just 57, but they had been fighting, feuding for years. Unforgiven. Why, even to his last days in a trailer park, Adele's father was unforgiven, says the Irish Daily Mail, and they look into that story, very sad story. And as salons open, 5 writers go for radical new looks. Cut loose with a fab new hairstyle. They've got some inspiration for new hairstyles in the Irish Daily Mail today. I'll have to have a look at that ahead of my trip to the hairdressers tomorrow.
I can't wait to see you on Friday.
Oh, listen, you're probably going to be like, oh, did you get your hair done? Did your appointment cancelled?
Well, I mean, yeah. Oh, it looks great. Yeah. The Examiner's front page this morning. Rental prices soar amid property shortage. Overall rents in Munster are up 8.8% year on year, finds a new report, as a chronic shortage of properties has seen the rental prices outside of Dublin soaring, including in Kerry, during lockdown, according to the latest Daft Dolly rental price report. And Vradker, I put my money on indoor pint by July. Taoiseach Leo Varadkar has said he'd put his money on people being able to have an indoor pint in July. At a virtual conference for the publicans, he said adults having their first COVID-19 vaccine will allow for sufficient easing of restrictions to allow indoor dining and drinking to return, free of many of the previous restrictions. So I'm sure that was a welcome statement from Taoiseach yesterday to the publicans of Ireland. Having said that, I'm just going to throw out the air of caution again, not being Mr. Negative by any means, but Elaine, you and I spoke with us only last week as well. When they start putting dates and mentioning specific months and everything else, it's great and it's great news if it happens, but let's just get there first. Because we've been burned in the past. We're like the scorned ex. When we were told, yeah, August 2nd you can do this, this and this. Oh wait, no, you can't August 2nd, it'll be October 31st. Do you know that kind of stuff? So hopefully July is the case, but we'll see. But the good news is they're still planning ahead for outdoor dining and outdoor drinking and so on in June. So if we get any bit of a decent month of June weather-wise, we'll be sorted. But that's in the Examiner today.
The front page of the Irish Sun today is all about vaccines for kids. So 12 to 15-year-olds in the US, the Pfizer vaccine has been okayed for them. And now the government could get approval here to give the Pfizer vaccine to Irish kids within weeks, says the front page of the Irish Sun. Jabs for the boys and girls is the headline there. So that's much quicker than would have been expected in a matter of weeks, they're saying, according to the Irish Sun. Also on the front page of the Sun today, Dua Lipa, she won 2 Brits, I think, last night. It was, it was kind of a bit of a return to live music. Andrew, I don't know if you saw any, but I saw little bits and pieces of it. A couple of people on my social media feed were there and were sharing videos from it. So it looked pretty cool. Coldplay performed. Dua Lipa did a medley of her hits, which apparently was very good. I haven't seen that yet. But it was Ali Alexander and Elton John who stole the show, according to reports, with their version of It's a Sin towards the end of the show, as far as I know. So the Brits making the front page of the Irish Sun there. And also, bad result for United last night. United 1, Leicester 2 is how it finished up. City now are champions. after that loss for Man United. And that's in Premier League action. And that also makes the front page of the Irish Sun. And that dreadful, sad story coming out of Kerry over the past couple of days. A community in mourning in Kerry after an 11-year-old girl was tragically killed in a road crash. And A.B. Duffy is pictured on the front page of the Irish Sun today. A beautiful little girl. And our thoughts and prayers with her family and her friends and her classmates and everybody else at this time who loved her. And that's also the front page of today's Sun, Andrew.
Yeah, unbelievably sad. And the Irish Times in this morning, Ballymurphy, the world is being told now what we knew all along. White flags bear the word innocent as relatives of the 10 victims welcomed the clearing of their names. As the shadows lengthened in the evening sun, Ballymurphy welcomed its people home. Throughout the area, locals were at the doorsteps and on street corners, beating pots and pans, blowing whistles and beeping car horns in anticipation. And hiking stamp duty to deter bulk buying of houses under discussion. The government is considering a stamp duty hike to deter these purchases and bulk buying of the houses, as well as blocking local authorities from agreeing long-term leases with institutional investors, is also in the Irish Times this morning.
Now, so some of the top trends that we're waking to today, and these are the things that people are chatting about online, and some of the things that are making the headlines today in terms of the trends, Andrew. The Brits are obviously trending. Brits 2021. A lot of women winning awards last night. Little Mix, Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa. And then, of course, there was an audience last night. And do you know what, Andrew? I was looking at it. And as I said, I saw clips of it. I didn't notice people weren't wearing masks. So I'm getting ahead of myself because I thought, oh, it'd be so weird now to go back. But I actually watched all those clips and didn't think to myself, nobody's wearing masks in this. So none of the audience had masks.
Looked normal.
I mean,
No masks, no social distancing, yeah. And see, it was the was it the third experiment carried out by the government in the UK? The first being a few fans into a match, the FA Cup semi-final. The second experiment being the nightclub in Liverpool 2 weekends ago. And this was the third one, I think. So it was an experiment to see. Now, I'm not sure, I doubt it was full capacity, but still, there was a few thousand there for the Brits last night. But I didn't watch a whole lot of it. I flicked over for a second. Jack Whitehall introduced somebody I'd never heard of, and that's when I thought, geez, I need to go back DJing because I don't know who any of these people are. And then, but it was cool, yeah, just to hear the roaring and the cheering and you know, a live audience was kind of cool, all right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it was good. From what I could see, you're right, it didn't look packed at all. There was a lot of room, but that's okay. Look, We're getting there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. There was a few people performing and winning, by the way, who I didn't know either. So I was like, oh, okay, Elaine, you're kind of middle-aged now.
Here he is, the one you've been waiting for. This guy. Now, and I don't know who, what, and then of course I was like, yeah, and I'm like, honest to God, I have no idea who that is. That happened a couple of times.
You knew who it was. You were like, this guy, unreal.
Oh yeah, I've heard that song.
Yeah.
Also trending this morning, you mentioned Man City there. Yeah, they won the Premier League last night after Manchester United lost. I wouldn't say it was a bad night for Man United. I'd say it was a great night because it screws Liverpool even more. Leicester winning. So it was a great night. Man United played, and this isn't excuses now, but they essentially played their B team last night because they have 3 games in 5 days. Last night being the second of those 3. The third, by the way, will be Liverpool. So, but Man City won. And a lot of talk in some of the papers today about Pep Guardiola and how an amazing season he had as manager and how he managed to do it. Was quite good as well because they're still on for the treble. They can win the Premier League, the Champions League, and they've already won the Carabao Cup. So, potentially it's going to be a cracking year for Man City fans.
Oh, cool. Palestine is trending as well. Further trouble over there overnight. A lot of people are talking about that. Ireland as well involved now, urged to use the UN Security Council role to intervene in the conflict in Palestine, Israel. And break the barrier, speak up for Palestine, some of the calls being made as well. And that's trending online as well this morning.
Today is International Nurses Day. We had Midwives Day last week. Today is International Nurses Day. And it's also World Receptionists Day. So if you're booking a hair appointment this week or you're heading in to do a click and collect, you're probably going to come across a receptionist of some type. So be nice to them. Don't be a dick to the receptionist, because we told the story a few weeks back about somebody who was going for a job interview. Do you remember that? I was telling you this, and they were really rude to the receptionist, and they didn't get the job. And the reason they didn't get the job, well, it was because they were rude. But the person they were rude to was only filling in on reception. It was actually the boss. So if you're rude to the receptionist, you're not getting any job or anywhere in life. The receptionist is key.
Put up with a lot of crap.
A lot.
They're heroes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And speaking of the nurses, Andrew, that was actually one of the big talking points of the Brits, was the number of artists who paid tribute to the NHS in their speeches. Dua Lipa got political in one of her speeches and started talking about how we need to pay, or Britain needs to pay its medical staff more. So, yeah, so that was one of the talking points. So hi to all the nurses and hi to all the receptionists, and we salute you today.
Yeah, actually, I think, and you're spot on, Elaine, I think some of the people who were ticket holders for the Brits last night, I think something like 2,000 of them were NHS staff, I think.
That went down well.
Like that anyway, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'd say so, yeah. So that was great. So talking about, pay rises for nurses and everything else, and NHS staff by Dua Lipa, I'm sure got a big roar, of no doubt, from many of the audience last night. Right, listen, busy as always on the show. We have more from Bingo. We'll tell you more about the Lee Strand 550. We have details on the big invite. What else have we got going on? Something else is happening. It's Wednesday.
Did you mention Bingo?
Yep.
You mentioned Bingo. Listen, we're busy. We're busy in general. We better crack on with it.
Yeah, we've loads to do. Listen, enjoy your Wednesday, and we'll talk to you in a few minutes on the radio. Have a good day. Good luck.
Have a good